All righty. It's keeping in New York, though.
Mm-hmm.
Jets owner Woody Johnson coming out to buy. Coming off a bad performance, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Had a meeting on Monday morning or this week, and shockingly made a coaching change.
Yeah, he did.
My guy, Robert Saleh, was relieved of his coaching duties this week for the New York Jets. Some were surprised. Others, like myself, kind of saw the writing on the wall, Coach Locke. Starting with you, Weezy. Was this a big deal, little deal, or no deal for the Jets?
It wasn't a big deal. The big deal to me is how they treated him when he got fired. But locking him out the door and shit. That wasn't cool. But I'm telling you, we live in, if you're a professional football player watcher, professional football game watcher like I am, the NFL is not a patient league no more. You don't have time, especially when you bring in Aaron Rodgers. And when you bring in Aaron Rodgers, you got to know what you're dealing with, man. Listen, before we sign him, we know what we're dealing with. He let the man get away with too much stuff, and you piss off Aaron Rodgers one time, he's done. He gonna shut down on you. And watch, this weekend he's gonna play the game of his life and beat the Buffalo Bills and have him one game out of the first place. Yeah. That's just how he rocks. Yeah. And you just got to know what you're getting yourself into. But as far as him being fired 3 years in, I've seen it happen before. And that thing Hackett got fired after 1 year.
He should have. Though.
Yeah,
he shouldn't even be coaching.
Yeah, but we seen that before. The NFL is not patient no more.
Yeah, not for long. Not for long. I'm rolling with Weezy here. 5 games into that season where your QB1 is not playing best, dude. And on top of that, he had to play a whole year minus that same QB1 after a torn Achilles. So this is what happens when you go in and put all your money in, all the chips in, and you miss. This is what happens, man. And on top of that, selling a new coach this same situation is going to be tough because you're looking at a 41, 42-year-old quarterback as well. So it's not outrageous. Also, like Weezy mentioned, that they can turn this thing around as well. With Jeff Ulbrich, he's a good coach, and they're still very talented as well. If they beat Buffalo on Monday night, they'll be first place in the AFC East. That's how fast it can change.
AFC East is bad.
But I'm just saying.
That's part of the league. That's part of the game.
Of it. Yeah. This team was just led by an old-ass quarterback that can't run the ball at all. They only have one wide receiver. If they get Devontae, I'm putting some money in, but if not, I'm taking all my money out of the Jets.
Yeah, man. With the Jets, man, personally, I don't think this is Robert's fault. Aaron Rodgers' Achilles and old age is what's going on out there. He doesn't look like the Aaron Rodgers that he was because he's old. It looks like he's afraid to throw the ball down the field. He's only averaging 6 yards per attempt. He's the only starting quarterbacks lower than him are Bo Nix, Jacoby Brissett, Deshaun Watson, and Bryce Young. We not expect the gunslinger Aaron Rodgers to only be averaging 6 yards per pass. That's not what he does. He's a gunslinger. He throws the ball down the field. Then there are 15 players who are 29 and older on their after roster, and they don't even include Hassan Reddick, who's been a no-show. So I don't think this firing was warranted, definitely too soon, because he played a whole year without his quarterback anyway. So to me, I don't think this was the right move, and I don't think it had anything to do with Robert Saleh.
Before we move on to halftime, there was something that was released right before we started recording. They relieved Nathaniel Hackett of his play calling ability. That was the problem. It wasn't the defense. It wasn't the head coach. It was the guy who was in charge of making the calls on offense. That offense was a vanilla offense. You don't run the ball well enough that you should. When you have a Breece Hall back there, you should run the ball more. Damn right. There's no misdirection. There's no motion. We know Aaron Rodgers doesn't like motion. That's been the whole buzz phrase for the whole week. But for him to throw the ball as much as he has and to see like Coach said, 6 yards per attempt, and that screams this is bad play call. You're not scheming your guys open. Like you got Mike Williams. I know you say they should get Devontae Adams. You got Mike Williams. You got Garrett. You have a tight end, and you have Lazard, who Aaron Rodgers loves. Like that's enough, though.
Yeah, it's enough. Yeah. But yeah.
The only thing worries me about this, like I'm okay with Aaron Rodgers the way he's playing, but what worries about me is other teams are sitting on his back shoulder throws. They sitting on that. And he's throwing too many interceptions. That's the only thing that kills. Like, I ain't never seen him throw this many interceptions this early in his career. I ain't never seen him throw this many interceptions.
Yeah. I'm excited to kind of see what's going on because we might get our defensive coordinator back. So that's what makes me happy.
Pray every day.
Yeah, we need him back. You got.
This your boy FSP Weezy. Join us each and every Monday on all streaming platforms. Don't forget, everything is paid for.
The revolution will be podcasted.